an eye opener. So settle in and we get deep into this topic. Why do people stay? Why do people stay? There is that fear of letting go. Yeah. You have that fear of letting go of relationships that are actually rotten and you don't know where to start from. You know, the comfort, the fear of the unknown, the guilt, the hope, the attachment, and genuine connections. The myth of quitting means failure. That is also one of those things that we are going to handle. We will have some personal stories, we will have some psychological opinions on this one. We will have red flag, we will hear about red flags that we tend to ignore. And yet they are warning, they are telltale signs that this is rotten, we need to run. But we hang in there hoping things will change here or there. The emotional abuse that goes on, we'll talk about the disrespect, the feeling of constantly being drained, and also the anxiousness of feeling like you're less than, you can't measure up. The lack of growth of mutual efforts, not being heard or valued. Those are some of the reasons that we are going to look at as to why people stay in relationships that they should really run away from. Now, the topic, remember, of discussion is very clear. When is it time to walk away? Now, I need to know who is watching in. It's a live chat. Let me know who you are, where you're watching in from, and together let us chat about Friday. So let me know who has tuned in, how your Friday has gone. It's a live chat. Before we go further, let me know who is tuning in. I need to know whether you are in Uganda, because this live chat is in Uganda. My name is Winfred. Those of you who don't know me already, my name is Winfred, and I handle this channel of digesting the Bible. So I need to know who else is watching before we start and go deeper into this. I'm actually waiting on others to join. So let me know, the few of you who are on, where you're watching from, who it is that is watching. I'm waiting, guys. I need to know who is watching in. Let me know who is watching and where you're watching in from, so that we can start this podcast. I'm waiting on numbers because we are low on numbers and I want to know. Okay, I can see. Hi, I'm Kira Nekori. Kira, you're welcome. Thank you so much. You're the very first one to get on. And I need to know where you're watching in from. I need to know where you're watching in from, so that we can. Oh, you said you're from Uganda. Okay. Kira Nekori, thank you so much for tuning in. You're the very first person that has tuned in. And I think we will straight away start. Yeah. The decision to walk away can be so crushing, can be the beginning of freedom, yet it can be the beginning of freedom. So the moment you decide, I'm going to walk away from either a family that's family dynamics, whether you're walking away from a job, from friendships, from relationships that no longer serve you, from dreams. Here you can walk away from dreams that no longer serve us. We can walk away from them. If I say something like that, someone would be wondering, why would someone say you can walk away from relationships? There are relationships that can be drowning. I mean, you've tried to make things work. You've tried to make it be real and be perfect and stand, but the thing is just going down the drain. There are friendships I mean, you've been friends with this person, you've tried to overlook all the things that they do that hurt you. You've tried to, stand in with by them even when they are making silly mistakes. You've tried to be there for them, but they never pull through for you. Friendships like that, it has to come to a point where you're like, I've had enough and I need to walk away. But now, today, we are going to unveil and find out when is it time to walk away from such relationships. Even it can be jobs. Yeah, you can walk away from a job. You've been at the same job, hoping you'll be promoted, hoping you'll get a salary increment, hoping you'll be able to do something with the money that they pay you from working at that place. But there's nothing that seems to give. All the time you're giving more to that place of work, but it's not giving back to you. It's not allowing you to expand. When is it time to actually walk away? Now, we'll also be looking at family dynamics. There are families, guys, that just pull you down. You're trying to go one step, they pull you three steps back. There are families that don't wish others well. There are families that really are filled with strife, with competition, they don't wish others well. There is a time when you've had enough and you walk away. But when do you do that is what we are going to unveil. And also, um, dreams. You could have dreams. Probably you dreamt of going and living in another country or relocating. But the more you try to go, the more it is hard or seems impossible that you ever go. It's like you want to go and relocate. You start living in your head. You start, not even try to make roots at your own place where you're staying right now. Say like you're in Uganda, like I am, but your dream is to go and live in Taiwan. And you don't even buy land. You can't marry. You don't take your children to school because your hope is to go one day to Taiwan. Guess what? And it's not happening. And you start, giving up and you start not taking root, but again, living life. So guess what you do? You hang up on those relationships that don't serve you. Because if they don't serve, I mean, if it's a dream, you get real and you're like, you know what? I think I'll never go to Taiwan. Let me start working, saving. I buy land. I take root in my own homeland. And when it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, well, I've got somewhere I belong. So it can also take dreams. Yeah. When we're talking about when is it time to walk away, walking away from dreams, because some dreams can also be draining. You live thinking, hoping that things would get better, but they don't. So knowing it is time to walk away from relationships, from friendships, from jobs, from family dynamics that do not serve you, from dreams that no longer serve us, is one of those things that we are going to unveil in today's topic of discussion. Otherwise, those of you who have just joined, we are talking about when is it time to walk away? When is it time to walk away from relationships that don't serve us? The courage to leave what no longer serves us is what we are going to deal with today. So welcome to today's episode. This one is heavy, it is raw, and it is real. Where we are talking about something most of us struggle with, knowing when it is time to walk away. Walk away from relationships, from friendships, from family dynamics that don't serve us, even from dreams that no longer serve us. We are going to be handling those topics today. So that decision to walk away can be so crushing, but it can also be the beginning of freedom for some. Yeah. So settle in. We are going to go deep in this one, and guys, by the time we are done, you will be amazed. You have a thing or two to look at. So why do we stay in relationships that don't serve us? Like I said, there's the fear of letting go. There's the fear of thinking, if I leave this job, say like it's a job. I want to read some messages that have just come in. I see some people here. Kabugo Joseph, you're welcome, Kabugo. And you say thanks for the message, teacher. Good night, everyone. Okay, thank you. And Nasa Sira Bruce, Thanks, dear. Thank you for watching Nasasra, and I hope you all know, guys, that it's a live chat. You can go ahead and drop in the comments. Let me know who is watching and where you're watching from, and together let us drive Friday night away. Now, why do we stay in such situations where relationships are not serving us anymore? Whether it's a family dynamic, or it's a relationship, or it's a friendship, or it's a job related thing, or it's a dream. Why do we stay? It is the fear of letting go. When you have the fear that if I'm at this place of work and I leave this job, I may never get another one. Guess what you do? You stay on the same job, even knowing well that it's not making you grow. You're not saving enough. You can never achieve your dreams through maintaining that job. We stay. So today we are going to be looking, why do people stay in relationships that do not serve them? Like I said, relationships include friendships, relationships, it includes family dynamics, it includes work and dreams. Another one is the comfort that those relationships give. Sometimes you're like, I don't want to go out there and start afresh. I don't want to go out there and look for a job. I don't want to go out there and be hurt. So the comfort it gives, where you at least you're with something. That is why people stay in such relationships that actually should be already run from. The fear of the unknown. Guys, it's a live chat. Let me know who is watching and where you're watching in from. Let me know in the comment section what you think about the topic. When is it time to walk away from relationships that don't serve us? I need to know what your opinion is. And the other thing is the fear of the unknown. You don't know what is out there, so you stay in this particular relationship that you know does not serve you. Yeah. And I have to read this message from Christine. Christine Amogen. I'm humbled being here, and it's not by coincidence, but it's my message to say God can connect really. Watching from Uganda. Thank you so much, Christine, for tuning in. And I hope you'll be able to pick from this. And if you've been in one and you're at the crossroads deciding which one I should take or which way I should go, I hope you have answers. And also let me know. Share your experiences. Remember, Friday is about sharing life. You can talk about your relationships. We talk about anything on Friday. We unwind that way. Now, the other reason why people stay in relationship, it's the fear of letting go. You're scared that if I let go, I may never have another person love me. I may never have anyone, as good as this one, because this person you're with has beaten you down into thinking they are the best thing that has ever happened in your life, when it's actually a lie, and there is better out there. Whether it's a woman, whether it's a man, men, you need to know there are better girls out there. You don't have to settle with one that you see is really taking you down the drain, is not developing you, is crushing you all the time, putting you down. You don't have to stay with her just because the public, what people will think, or this could be the only one who could love me. Well, there's someone for everyone out there that can love us with all our flaws. Another thing, the fear, when we are talking about the fear of letting go, is many people think that if I leave this person, yeah, who will love me with my children. Say like you have children, and you're a man, you have children, you're a woman, you have children, and you think, well, who will ever love me with my baggage? Guess what? There's someone for everyone. I know of a lady who had 4 children, and the man left. And then she just gave herself to her work and her children. And guess what? A white man came from nowhere and couldn't have children, and had always loved a family that is big. And he found it easier to take on this woman, fell in love with her, adopted the children, relocated them. Now they are British. So there is hope, guys, out there. And even for men, you could think, if I leave this woman, there's a gentleman who said the woman I'm with in the relationship now is destructive. Every money I put aside to develop us, she gets it and takes it. I don't know whether she takes it to her family. She just empties me. One time he said that he had saved money to buy a camera because he loved photography. And the woman got all the money he had saved. He had actually been giving it to her so that she can save, and he buys a camera and goes around taking pictures of schools, of people who are getting married, graduations, and be able to increase their income. But the woman had used up all the money. So the man finds out later that all the money is gone, and the woman had come with 2 children and he had about 8 children. Six, I think, 6 children. So together they had 8 children. But the man was willing to take her on with her children. But when she started taking money and putting it just to herself, this is when the man lost. And he said, but the thing is, if I leave her, I've had a child with her. Now what will happen? Well, if you are in a relationship that doesn't serve you, I hope today you will realize from the signs that we are going to talk about and make that decision rationally, especially if you're not married. Even when you're married and this person you're with is not faithful, you don't have to stay with them. Even in the Bible, it permits us to leave, because hanging in there would mean you could get